Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you what's my process to create, record, edit, and mix extreme metal vocals. Alright, so quick disclaimer before we start. I don't claim this is the best technique ever. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's not the best technique ever, but this is a technique that has given me successes in the past. And if you learn a thing or two in this video, this is good. And if you can also teach me a thing or two, if you see something that I'm doing wrong or I could be doing better, just let me know in the comments below. I would be more than willing to learn from you guys. Alright, so before we jump right into Cubase, the song we're gonna work on today is the song Blizzard Glacial from my band Metempsychose. I should put a link somewhere there or maybe in the description so you can hear it. So it's gonna be in the style of like it's a black death metal, symphonic black death metal if you want. In the style of the 2005-2008 extreme metal from Europe, maybe in the style of Behemoth or Dimmu Borgir. So I did the vocals on this one, and I think it's a good song for like a tutorial or something because there's a lot of different type of vocal, like super low vocals, high vocals, couple of layering. Let's jump right into it. Alright, so here we are in Cubase. So the first step is what I call the lyrics and vocal template step. I usually start to work on the vocals when all the instruments have been put down in the songs. Basically, I have the pre-prod version that I would like to call it. So every instrument is there, the mix is a rough mix, and I have a pretty good idea of what the song is gonna look like. And then I start to work on the lyrics or the vocals. So this is my vocal session in Cubase. I usually prefer to work on like this one session for the vocals, one session for the keyboard, one session for the mix, and one for the mastering. But here we are now in the vocal session. So for the lyrics, there's no magical steps that I can teach you. You just have to jump right into it, write some lyrics, see what you like, see what you don't like. I found out that it's mostly trial and error to see what sounds good, what does not, what you like and what you don't. Sometimes if I have no inspiration at all for the lyrics, I'm using AI, like maybe ChatGPT to help me out. So let's say I have a subject in mind that I would like to sing about. I say, hey ChatGPT, can you write me some lyrics about this type of lyrics? I would like this happen in the song, in the verse, and the stuff like that. It can help you out, but of course it's gonna sound generic. So what I like to do is like ask ChatGPT for some stuff, and I mix and match some lyrics that he gave me, some lyrics that I worked on myself to have something more unique. Yeah, so this pretty much, there's no magic for the lyrics, unfortunately. But I think the something that really helped me to work on the lyrics, work on how you say the words, the timing of the words and everything, is the vocal template that I would like to call it. So when you have your lyrics and you're not sure how to say the words, what I like to do is I record like a whispered vocal. So let's have a quick listen to what I have right here. So this track here is the instrumental song, and here are my vocal template. So let's have a listen. So this is basically just me whispering into the mic to put the words. So why am I doing the whispered vocals? First of all, because it's super easy to record. There's no pain or struggle and everything. It's super quick to record. And you can record ideas very quickly with this. It's a really good tool to help you like put the words and everything. Why it's chopped up like this, it's because I'm trying out couple type of way to put the words, and just trial and error, and you sing it, you redo it, and until you have something that you like. And it's not a big deal if it doesn't sound great, because like it's chopped up here or it's whispered and everything. So another thing that I like very much about this is that when you do the whispered vocal, it's also easy to have an idea of how you want to layer your vocals. So let's have a listen here. So what we have is like the low vocals. So when you do the vocals like this, it's easy to convey the idea, like where's going to be the low vocals, where's going to be the high vocals, where we're going to layer and everything.
Sous les manteaux de Shiv, ma nation résiste. C'est un peu sans glacial. La nature persiste dans l'ombre de sa paix.
There we go. So here I have like one low vocal and one high vocal. So that way you can plan your song. It's like here's you're gonna have high vocals, here's gonna have low vocals, and you know you can mix and match and everything. So why is it important to work like this? For me, it's because like I said, you can plan your song and have an idea of where you put the words and how it's gonna sound like at the end. But you can also practice to it and try to practice it to have it as close as you can to the vocal template. So it's gonna be super helpful in the recording process, but more on that later. Alright, so now that we have our vocal template and we practice to it, maybe a couple weeks, couple months, however you like, when you feel you're ready to record it basically, that would be time for the recording process. For me, my recording process is really straightforward. I'm using this mic right here, SM7B, right into my interface. So basically I'm like almost like a bedroom producer. I want to show you that you can have something that sounds good or you can have a good process even though you don't have a lot of hardboard gear. I don't think like not having gear is a good excuse to not make music. You should make music with whatever you like, whatever gear you have and whatever makes you happy. So let's say it's time for record, okay? For me, I like to work with a friend, someone that can do the technician on the computer for me, so I can focus on the performance. Another thing, like when you practice a lot to your vocal template, is the more you practice it, the better your performance is gonna be, and the less work is gonna give you in the editing and mixing process. So what I usually do, let's say we take the intro of the song here. Every track that I do, I'm going to try to record it like 3 or 4 times. Almost every part, every track, every part of the song is gonna have 3 or 4 take for it. So that way you can comp your best take, basically like do an editing of all your best part and have something that you like. Let's see here. We have the intro. So intro main is basically like the track that ended up being in the mix. But I also have some take here. Like you could hear that my vocals wasn't up to par in this word, so in this part, so yeah, I didn't choose this part. You can see I did some mistake here, I did some mistake there, and this is my best part. You can end up creating your best take basically like this. But also, why I think it's important to have multiple takes of your part is because sometimes you will want to double your track. So I just showed you like the intro that was only one track, like only one vocal you hear. But let's say it's time for the chorus, and most of the time, not always, but sometimes it's a good idea to like double or put more tracks of your vocals in the chorus. So, and you don't want to just copy and paste the main track, you want to have 2 separate tracks. Another part that is important to have a good performance is because every take that you do, you have to keep in mind that maybe they are gonna end up in the song, so you want to give it all your best to every take. So here I wanted to have 2 tracks for the chorus. One track. 2 track. And in this song particularly, I have 2, I say gras here, and it means low in French, so two tracks of low vocals for the chorus, but also another one for the high. Aigu means high in French. So I have also a high track vocal for this one. And if I remember correctly, I even do couple takes of the main high vocal, even though I ended up only taking one track. But they're hidden in my project now. But you see, I have three different takes for this part. But something that is important to keep in mind is that yes, having multiple tracks is gonna give you like a more powerful sound. Very good for choruses, but you have to keep in mind that the more track you put on, the more it takes away from the personal aspect of the take. It feels more personal and in your face when you have only one vocal, That's perfect for intro, verses, bridge, and everything. But don't overdo it. Something important to know also when you want to work with multiple vocals is that for it to sound great, your words need to be exactly at the same time, like super timed up, okay? So that's why the good performance is important. That's why the vocal template is important. You get it as close as you can to the vocal template, so when you record it and when it's time to edit it, basically they're all timed up and they sound like it's coming from the same person, like bigger and more powerful. Also, if you're not synced up to the exact timing, it's gonna sound amateurish. It's not gonna sound very good. But you know, we can always do some editing tricks. Let's take this part, for example. Like, we can see that it's not perfectly timed up. Something you can do in Cubase, I don't know if you can, you probably can do it in your other DAWs, but something that is cool that you can do in Cubase, it's called the time stretching. And if it's just for one word, it's not gonna be too bad. You're not gonna destroy the song or the quality of your sound. This is probably not a good edit that I'm doing right now, but I just want to show you how I do it usually. So you can, you know, change the timing of the words like this. And let's see. You can see that maybe we have a silence here. We can fix it maybe later. I think I'm getting a better result even if I'm doing that. Also, something that, even though I practiced quite a bit for this song, sometimes it's hard to have the ending of the phrase being exactly the same. Like, say I'm taking this part here. Let's say the last syllable ants, they were not exactly timed up the same on this part of the recording. So what I usually like to do is, there's only one track that is finishing up the syllable. All the other tracks are finishing first, before the other one. So it's like auditive illusion, audio illusion. So you're tricking the ears and basically hearing only one track finishing the word. So basically it sounds better to finish your phrase like this, I think. Also, something that is important when you do the editing is, like you see here, I remove all the silence from the recording. So I'm using a dynamic mic. Of course, I'm not picking a lot of room tone, but still silence is not gonna be great. Sometimes you can hear like whispers or breathe, or even like chair creaking, like if you're not in like controlled studio environment. If there are no vocals, I'm removing it. But you can see maybe I could have even further in my editing. I think I kept quite a bit of silence here. Sometimes it's also good to keep a bit of room tone, or keep the audio between the space if you say the word super quick or something. So just use your ears for that. And maybe another thing when you recording, like I said, it's nice to plan the whole song with your vocal template and everything. But I think it's also a good idea to leave you some room for improvisation. Maybe if you have a better idea when you're recording, you know, don't be afraid to use your ideas. Because it can improve the song for sure. And I wanted to give you an example here that we did on this song. So I knew I wanted to have some back vocals here. Let's have a listen. This is the main vocal track. Like I said, I planned for me to do the back vocal there, but my bandmates too wanted to do some back vocals. He suggested that we try something here, and I was like, let's do it for sure. And yeah, so this is his vocal here. So it's like the I don't know the right word for this technique, but it's like when you do it when you like breathe in the air. And of course it's not gonna sound super good. You can, you know, maybe it's not the quality for a main vocal, but for a back vocal like this, I think it's nice and add some layers. And since his vocal is high, I think it contrasts very well with the low vocals of the back that we have here. And I like it. So that's why it's important to leave you some ideas for improvising a little bit on the recording spot. Now that we have recorded, we have edited our vocals, that would be the time for mixing it. So here we are right now in my Cubase mix session. So let's start by having a look at my main vocal chain that I use for this song. Okay, I'm using the same plugins throughout for every tracks, but some tracks are treated like alone, sometimes are treated by groups. So I'm gonna try to explain everything what I did. I'm starting with Frequency, which is a dynamic EQ from Cubase. You can see here that I didn't do any much EQ on this track. Do you have more EQs? Basically, I'm not EQing a lot. I see, especially on this track, on this vocal. So this is the low vocals from the verse, the high vocals from the verse. I didn't do any EQ except for cutting everything below 230, like you see here. Maybe a bit more EQs in the highs, because you know you end up with sometimes it's harsh vocals, so it's nice to remove some harshness somewhere in these vocals. Just do it by ear. But I see here that after that it's mostly compressors. So all the work I do, or all the mix or my vocal tricks that I do here is basically just compressors. So a couple compressors that compress a little bit more. So after the EQ, I'm putting a de-esser to remove the S's from the recording, because these sometimes the S, especially when you're using harsh vocals, could be really harsh, and when you compress it, and it's gonna pop even more if you don't remove it. So let's try to find a way. Okay, and by the way, those two plugins here are stock plugins included in Cubase. So I like Frequency because it's a really good dynamic EQ included in Cubase. But you know, I don't have the FabFilter Pro Q yet. Maybe someday. But I really like this EQ included. After that, after the de-esser, it's gonna be Arvox Mono. Some people say it's like one of the best vocal compressor out there. Probably not one of the best, but it can give you good result really quickly, that's for sure. So let's see. So as a good rule of thumb, I'm just putting down the threshold until I hit like -6 dB of compression or something like that. And also I'm removing a bit of gain here, like -3. It's not gonna peak every plugin after that. So it's important it's more important to have a plugin that works less and have more of them that works less than have fewer plugins that works, you know, more. It's gonna sound better that way. But after the Arvox, I think something that it's kind of a bit of a cheat, and maybe that would be my magic weapon, basically. Something that I didn't expect that would give me great result is Smooth Operator from Baby Audio. This thing is doing wonders, absolute wonders. So it's basically like a dynamic EQ compressor that's, you know, you can, with your 2 points here, you can say like, this frequency I want you to compress a bit more. It's gonna give you like a smoother sound, and I think it's absolutely perfect for my vocals. Okay, we can see it here. So usually in my vocals I have two big peaks. I know this because I'm used to work with my own vocals, so I have a peak in like around here in the 300, and maybe another peak around here in the 1500. Maybe sometimes it's from 1500 up to 4K. I know I have some issues of harshness in this range, so this is why I think Smooth Operator is a good plugin for me, because, you know, I can try to smooth these two peaks here, and you can see up there like the work that is giving me.
Les étoiles frémissent dans la nuit sans fin. Au sein de l'origine, fais sur notre
All right, so you can hear that it's giving me the vocal is less boomy, the vocal is clearer, the vocal is smoother. I mean, I think I really like this plugin on my vocals. And so after Smooth Operator, it's CLA 76 from Waves. We're gonna have the low vocal here and the high vocals here. Okay, so yeah, -3 or -6 dBs of compression by ears with fast attack and normal release. So I really like these compressors on vocals. Also, in the mixing, it's important to know that even though you're compressing quite a bit, unless you compress it at recording, which I'm not doing, maybe I should do it, but I'm not doing it now, automating the volume of a track, it's really important. This is gonna put your song like to another level. Somewhere it's gonna be louder, somewhere it's gonna be quieter, and you want something that is like almost every time to the same level. Of course, the compressors are gonna help with that, but if you want to help your compressors even more, just automate it by here to try to have the same volume throughout. So another thing that I want to talk about is something that I did in the chorus. In the edit process, we saw that I put the high track all the way up to the beginning. When I was mixing it, I thought it was a bit too much. I think it's better to have a little bit of progression. So we start the chorus with two main tracks. At the halfway point, with the high vocals gonna start. And a little secret also, the main vocal template ended up being in my mix also. Why is that? It's because I felt that my high vocals were a bit thin, and I like the result of having my high vocals mixed with the whispered vocals. So we start the chorus with two low tracks. At the halfway point, the high chorus is gonna start, and at the last quarter, the whispered vocal is gonna start back. Let's have a quick listen here. Okay, so I can hear now that there's a bit of maybe too much delay or effects on the whispered, but it definitely helps to add a bit of layers, add more depth to the vocals without like crowding it too much. And basically, when you hear the mix, you know something changed, but you're not sure how, and somehow the vocals feel a bit like fuller, let's say. Let's have a listen with the full song. High vocals. Whispered. So I think I remember why I had a lot of effects here. It's like because the high vocals is like dry. There's not a lot of delay, and the delay is on the whispered vocals. So it's even easier to mix that way, I think. And also, like I said, it's important to have your the vocal automation, especially for the main track. Like you see, I didn't do as much for the high vocals, but I did something that is interesting. Is like when the vocals start, basically I'm bumping the volume a bit just to trick the ears to say, hey, there's a vocal starting now, so you can hear it. But after that, I'm just putting it down to a normal level. So just so you can trick the ears as there's a back vocal starting up. Okay, so now let's talk about how I routed it. How I routed my chorus. So the two main tracks here, the two low tracks that I have here, are routed to the same group track in Cubase, which is same group track here. I put a frequency. I said I didn't do much of EQ. how's the EQs look like on each track. So it's basically just high pass and the EQing that I did. So there's almost no EQing on my vocals apart from the smooth operator part. So I'm putting an EQ on the two mains low tracks. There's a dynamic EQ put in sidechain here. And also I'm just bumping a bit the brightness of the track. So this is a trick that I did for this song. This is the first time I tried it, and I thought it gave me great results. Is that to help a bit the high vocals when it start, like on this part here, you know, even though I did the automation here to give it a bit more space in the mix, the high vocals is ducking the EQ basically, so it's dynamic EQing the low vocals. So let's have a listen. So like you see, when the high vocals started, it started to EQ a little bit the vocals, the low vocals. So I think it's a great way to help you like breathe more space into your vocals or in the mix. Basically, this is a good tricks for everything, but you know, we can do another video on that. And also, so this track here, the low chorus and the high chorus track are going into the same group track here. Let's have a look. Vox chorus. And what I do here is basically put another compressor on all three vocals. When you do multi-layering like that, it's almost every time a good idea to put a compressor on all the same tracks. That way it sounds like it's coming from the same part, it's glued them together. It's a good trick. You don't have to like compress a bit. Let's see. So around -3 dBs of compression, also with a CLA76 from Waves, just to glue the vocals together. So I showed you what I did on the chorus, but it's similar to all the other parts of the song that I did. But something to know is that even though I have the group for the Vox chorus, all the other track or group track are ending up going into the vocals track. All the vocals are going in this track here. I'm doing another high pass EQing here, super basic, and also another compressor here, another CLA76. I really like this compressor on vocals. Maybe another -2, -3 dBs of compression again for this for all the vocals. But I want to show you also that even though we're talking about vocals, I'm also dynamic EQing the guitar with the vocals. Why I'm doing that? It's because the vocals and the guitars are gonna go competing in the same frequencies of in the mix. I am choosing to go for the dynamic EQing rather the whole like sidechain compression. So I just compress like the mid range at around 1K here on the guitar with frequency, and also I'm also just compressing the mid part of the track and not the sides. With frequency, you can choose to EQ the whole part, or just the mid, or just the side, or both, and I have a different setting for both. I'm using frequency, but you know, you can use any dynamic EQ that you like to do that. So this is the EQ that I have for the guitar. We can, you know, talk a bit about it in another video, but the vocals are gonna, let's have a listen, but you see the vocals are gonna compress the guitar around this part. So with super quick attack and like somewhat fast release, you can keep the guitar high with high level in the mix, and if the vocals are gonna dynamic EQ the guitars, it's gonna sound like the vocals are not forcing as much to pop out in the mix. Also, it could be a good idea for you to use reverbs and delays, but in this particular song, I didn't do that much reverb. I see. I'm realizing now. So I have some reverb in the intro. The whispered track is having quite a bit of reverb. So, and the 2 tracks I have for the bridge vocals also have some vocals, but some reverb, but not very much. And the plugin that I use for the reverb, so Abbey Road Chambers with some EQing before we entering the vocals. So quite a bit of a high pass around 450 before we did the delay. The reverb. So basically the mindset here is like the verse and the chorus have no reverb, so it's really in your face. And I'm creating space, I guess, on putting it on the whisper track and the bridge, just some part of the song basically to create space when it's needed. But it's important to keep in mind that it's you don't need reverb everywhere, and it's sometimes up close and personal, as opposed to like super wide and in a room can help you create space and give you good effects in your song basically. So that's it. That's pretty much all my process. I hope you learned something in this video. If you did not, let me know. But if you did, that would be nice to you let me in the comments. If you, like I said, if you think I did something wrong or I could do something better, please let me know in the comments. I would be more than willing to learn from you guys. That's it. If you want me to do another video on something, another subject, let me know in the comments also. See you soon.